The world is changing. Globalization has woven intricate connections between nations. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the relationship between the United States and China. The American middle class, once the bedrock of a consumption-driven economy, is now inextricably linked to the fortunes of the Chinese dragon. Their purchasing power fuels China's factories, driving economic growth and propelling the nation onto the global stage. China's rise as an economic powerhouse has been nothing short of remarkable. From a nation emerging from the shadows of the Cold War, China has transformed itself into the world's second-largest economy. This meteoric ascent has been fueled, in no small part, by the insatiable appetite of American consumers. From iPhones to clothing, Chinese-made goods have flooded American markets. This trade relationship, while mutually beneficial on the surface, masks a deeper power dynamic. The United States, despite facing challenges to its economic hegemony, remains a superpower. Its influence extends far beyond its borders. The American middle class, representing a significant portion of global consumption, holds immense sway. Economic power is a cornerstone of international influence. Shaping global markets and controlling resources gives nations leverage. American sanctions on Iran and North Korea show this power. The global economy's interconnected nature amplifies this influence. China's reliance on U.S. exports makes it vulnerable. This gives the U.S. significant leverage in dealings with China. While the American middle class exerts external pressure on the Chinese economy, the CCP faces a growing challenge from within its own burgeoning middle class. As China's economy has boomed, so too has the size and affluence of its middle class. This demographic shift has profound implications for the CCP's grip on power. The Chinese middle class aspires to a comfortable life, quality education, healthcare, and opportunities. Their demands extend to a cleaner environment and greater transparency in government. This presents a dilemma for the CCP, which has long relied on economic growth for political acquiescence. Rising expectations threaten to upend this balance. Navigating these pressures is crucial for the CCP's survival. Section 4. Navigating the crosscurrents. The Chinese middle class, American consumption, and political change. The interplay between the American and Chinese middle classes creates a complex web of economic and political dynamics. The United States, through its consumption habits, exerts significant influence on the Chinese economy. This influence, however, is not a one-way street. The CCP's response to the demands of its own middle class has ripple effects that extend far beyond China's borders. If the CCP chooses to appease its middle class by embracing greater political and economic liberalization, it could lead to a more open and democratic China. This would have profound implications for the global order, potentially ushering in an era of greater cooperation and understanding between the two superpowers. However, if the CCP opts for repression, cracking down on dissent and tightening its grip on power, it could lead to instability and unrest within China. Such a scenario would have negative consequences for the global economy, disrupting supply chains, shaking investor confidence, and potentially leading to conflict. The choices made by the CCP in the coming years will have far-reaching consequences. The United States, for its part, must also navigate these choppy waters carefully. Leveraging economic power to effect political change is a delicate game, one that requires a nuanced understanding of the complexities involved. Section 5. Beyond the Horizon, the future of U.S.-China relations and the global order. The relationship between the United States and China is the defining geopolitical challenge of the 21st century. The two nations, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, are locked in a complex dance of cooperation and competition. The future of the global order hinges, in no small part, on how this relationship evolves. The United States, accustomed to its position as the world's sole superpower, is grappling with the reality of a multipolar world. China's rise presents both opportunities and challenges. Engagement and cooperation offer the best hope for addressing global challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and nuclear proliferation. However, competition between the two nations is inevitable. Areas of contention, such as trade, technology, and human rights, will continue to test the relationship. Managing these differences peacefully and constructively is crucial for avoiding a descent into conflict. The role of the middle class, both in the United States and China, cannot be overstated. Their aspirations, anxieties, and choices will shape the political landscape in both countries. Understanding their concerns and addressing their needs will be essential for fostering stability and prosperity in the 21st century. Section 6. The delicate balance. Finding common ground in a multipolar world. The world is no longer dominated by a single superpower. The rise of China, alongside other emerging economies, has ushered in an era of multipolarity. This new world order presents both opportunities and challenges. Cooperation and competition will be the defining features of this new era. Finding common ground will be essential for addressing global challenges. Climate change, pandemics, and terrorism know no borders. Addressing these issues effectively requires collaboration and coordination on an unprecedented scale. The United States and China, as the world's two largest economies, have a special responsibility to lead the way. Competition, while inevitable, must be managed responsibly. Areas of contention, such as trade, technology, and human rights, should be addressed through dialogue and diplomacy, not confrontation or coercion. The goal should be to find win-win solutions that benefit both sides, recognizing that the world is now interconnected and that the actions of one nation have ripple effects that are felt globally. Section 7. A shared destiny. Cooperation or conflict in the 21st century. The 21st century presents humanity with a stark choice: cooperation or conflict. The path we choose will determine the fate of our planet and the well-being of generations to come. The stakes have never been higher. Cooperation offers the best hope for addressing global challenges and building a more peaceful and prosperous world. By working together, nations can leverage their collective wisdom, resources, and innovation to tackle issues such as climate change, poverty, disease, and conflict. The alternative, a world riven by conflict and competition, is too grim to contemplate. The United States and China, as the world's two most powerful nations, have a special responsibility to lead the way. By embracing dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation, they can set an example for other nations to follow. The choices they make in the coming years will shape the course of the 21st century and beyond. The future is not predetermined. It is a choice we make every day through our actions and inactions. By choosing cooperation over conflict, we can create a world worthy of our children and grandchildren, a world where peace, prosperity, and sustainability prevail.